Hello? Hello?
Welcome. I'm Jacob Whitcraft with the Washington Emergency Management Division, and we're here with a panel of experts to answer the web's most asked questions. So, for starters, can a volcano be a mountain?
Well, a lot of volcanoes are mountains, and I think the other side of that question is, can a volcano not be a mountain? Because there are also some volcanoes that are not mountains. Complicated question, but...
This is why people ask the internet. And I would like the answer to this as well. Where can I get a PS5?
That is what we all want to know, indeed, yes.
How about where can I get toilet paper? This was an urgent need for a lot of people this year and last year.
Well, hopefully right now you can get it at the store, but that is a good reminder. There was a time when we couldn't find it anywhere, and there were folks online selling it for $1 million a roll.
Okay, I do want to remind everybody that we shouldn't buy it all at the same time. So you're slowly building up your stock, because if you buy it all, then somebody else can't buy any. And that's how we have that issue again.
Disaster kit for a zombie apocalypse.
I mean, you gotta have similar stuff you'd need for a lot of other disasters, because I assume the zombies, well, you may or may not have electricity, so what are you gonna need for light and cooking, and what are you gonna have for water? That's the most important thing.
Lots of antiseptic.
Disaster kit for my cat.
So my cats all have disaster kits, and they have a lot of toys in them and lots of treats. But especially important, pictures of our pets with us, so that if we get separated from them, we can be reunited and prove that they're our pets.
Disaster kit food.
I feel like there's plenty of options. You could do those like meals ready to eat if you're into that sort of thing. You can buy those in bulk, or maybe those like backpackers freeze-dried meals those are always a little bit interesting. Definitely on the more expensive side though. But
And remember, you're going to be wanting to switch out anything that has expired or is about to expire every 6 months. So even if it's something that you think, well, I don't like it very much, but in a disaster, I'll eat it. Imagine that every 6 months you might be eating it anyway, just to make sure it doesn't go to waste when you rotate it out of your kit.
I rotate out my chocolate sooner than 6 months usually. All right, up next. Do I need a cat?
Yeah, that's just that. Yeah, you do.
I don't have a cat currently, and I feel like I do, in fact, need a cat. So,
Yeah.
Do earthquakes make volcanoes?
so volcanoes make earthquakes, but earthquakes really don't have any huge history of making volcanic eruptions.
Do earthquakes happen in Seattle?
Yes. Fortunately, most of the ones are very small and they don't affect a lot of people, but we can have larger earthquakes in Seattle.
Do earthquakes affect planes?
I don't think the ones up in the air have to worry too bad about earthquakes until they try to land.
So you're saying earthquakes really only affect the earth and not the atmosphere. What should I do in case of an earthquake?
Drop cover and hold on.
Up next. What do I do? What do I do? I peel this off. That's all I do. What do I do with old shoes?
Do you have a dog?
I would also put a pair or two in your go bags as well. That way you've got an extra spare pair if something happens to the pair that you're using.
Finally, what if a tsunami happens while I'm kayaking?
You don't want to be on the water no matter where you are. If you have time to get to high ground, you definitely want to do that. Leave the kayak on the beach and head for the hills.
Discover more preparedness tips at mil.wa.gov/preparedness.